Gamesir makes some great game controllers, but the new X5S has to be the coolest. Let me show you why. Hi and welcome to Bytes and Bits. Your mobile phone is probably one of the best retro gaming devices that you have. So with these, you can very easily turn them into any retro gaming console you want with just a little bit of free software. But to do that, you are going to need one of these sort of game controllers. So this is the brand new Gamesir X5S controller, and this is one of these sort of expandable ones that fits around your phone, and your phone fits snugly inside there. But this is actually a really cool device, and really cool literally as well, because it does have a companion device, which is this little thermoelectric cooler, and that sits on the area where the phone goes, behind the phone, and has a little cooling pad on it, which will keep your phone cool while you game. So let's have a look at both the game controller itself and its companion cooler. So if we take a look at the X5S controller first. So in the box, you get the actual controller, which comes inside this protective carry case, but which also allows you then to store the device, but also to charge it through its USB charging port. So you also get a USB-C charging cable, an alternate set of side gripping pads, and these allow you to then put different size devices into the controller, some stickers, and of course a manual. So if I get the controller out of the case here, so the controller itself then is really good quality with Hall effect sensors on all of the analog inputs. So both your joysticks and your triggers will give you excellent response and not suffer from stick drift as they age. The controller buttons as well then have all got a very good firm feel, and the D-pad feels really responsive and accurate to use. So along with all of the normal buttons on the controller, we've also got then our select button and our start button. And on the bottom row here, you'll find the Gamesir custom buttons, which allow you to change various settings and connection parameters on the controller. Now, if I turn the controller to face onto us here, you'll see the USB-C charging port and then the Bluetooth pairing button. So this controller uses either Bluetooth or it can be hardwired over the USB-C connection to connect it to your device. Now this device can pretty much connect to anything that you want it to. So that includes then of course Android devices, so Android tablets and Android phones, iOS devices for your Apple systems, PCs which will either be of course running either Windows or Linux, and then even the Nintendo Switch consoles. So all of those are catered for. So for each of these then, you can start the X5S in different connection modes, and you do that then by holding down one of the ABXY buttons while you power on the device by holding down this Gamesir button. So the controller will give you coloured feedback around this Gamesir button so that you can see which mode you're in. Now I've tested this with a full range of devices and I didn't have any problems at all connecting it with any of them. So while you're playing your games, the device also has dual HD rumble motors, one of them in each of the grips, and then full 6-axis gyroscope, so things like the Nintendo Switch, you can get full motion control on those. Now of course the main function of this device is to fit around either a phone or a tablet. So if I take my phone, all I have to do is to open up the two halves of the game controller and slip my phone into the expanded section. So these gripper pads at either end will keep your phone or your tablet firmly in position. And as we saw earlier, you do get two sizes of gripper pads to cope with different thicknesses of devices. And in fact, I found that I could easily put my phone into this X5S controller without needing to take off my protective case. So the expandable gap can accept devices between 105 and 213mm in width, so that should be able to cope with even the larger phones and most tablets. For those devices then that don't fit into this, you can of course use the gamepad as a standalone unit with your tablet propped up on a stand. Now, pairing with your phone is very simple. You simply start the controller in the appropriate mode and then search for the X5S on your phone's list of available Bluetooth devices. Again, the manual will help you here, as the X5S sometimes identifies itself as different devices just to make it a bit easier to connect to different operating systems. Now, once you've got the X5S paired with your phone or tablet, there really isn't anything else to do. It will just be recognised and it will then work in all of your games. So the other device that I want to show you today is this optional cooler module that goes with the X5S Gamepad. Now, this is a little thermoelectric cooling pad which attaches to the extendable arm section of the controller with your phone or tablet then sitting on top of it. And the idea here, of course, then is to keep your device cool by contact with it while you're gaming. Now, the cooler comes with a rechargeable battery pack that magnetically clips onto the cooling unit. Both of these units then have multicoloured LED lighting to show you what cooling mode they're in. So at one end of the actual cooling unit, you'll find two buttons. One is an on-off button, and the other then allows you to cycle through 3 cooling modes. So as you press the mode button, it will cycle through its silent mode, which is coloured cyan, the extreme cold mode, which is coloured blue, and then the overclocking mode, which is coloured orange. And basically then, these 3 settings provide 3 levels of cooling for your device. Now, luckily, a company called Thermal Master had just sent me out their new P3 thermal camera module, so I was able to get some temperature readings for this cooler. And as you can see, the thermoelectric pad gets down to a nice chilly 4 degrees, which should be more than enough to keep your phone from getting too hot while you're gaming away. When you buy the cooler then, it does come with a couple of standard accessories, so you will get another USB-C charging cable, a manual detailing these cooling modes and how to use them, and then some Gamesir stickers. So if I now connect up the controller to my phone and boot up my Launchbox application, we can see the device in action. Now, if you want to know how to set up your phone as a retro gaming console, then please do look at my Launchbox tutorial, which shows you how to install and set up this application on your Android phone or tablet. Now, as you'd expect, the X5S is immediately recognised as a game controller, and you then have full control of your retro gaming console without having to resort to on-screen controls, which I do have to admit, I find them incredibly annoying and hard to use. With the add-on cooler device, my phone was actually kept cold to the touch, although I probably wasn't pushing it to the absolute limits by playing some of the newer Android games. So having said that, I do think that this cooling unit will make a big difference if you find that your device gets very hot during gaming sessions. So if that is the case, then this is probably a great idea for you. So with that all set up and running and working perfectly, all that's left now is to have some fun playing games with this great setup. So I hope you found this video useful and that you'll give this controller a go. I'll put some links down in the description to where you can get hold of it. If you have enjoyed this, then please do make sure that you like the video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for lots more gaming, modding, electronics and making projects. I look forward to seeing you again very soon, and bye for now. For more games programming, electronics projects and retro gaming, please make sure you like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel and visit my website.